TNT Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Houston Texans.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State in the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. A moment ago, here was the scene where the Cowboys are emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Houston Texans. Brandon Good and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts, and a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win, and I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping on one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
The good team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. On the return, it's Alex Harrison. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Texans ready to take over here on offense. It's Deshaun Watson at the controls. It is 5th season now in the NFL.
Another tremendous year in 2020 where he led the NFL with 4,823 passing yards, and remember, that was in the year after DeAndre Hopkins was traded to Arizona. Also had 33 touchdown passes against only 7 interceptions. A dynamic performer.
First down carry by Elliott does it.
Read, react, and it looks like this.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Watson now, they'll run the option right. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. They'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and you're taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Watson down throw. And he's going to have the Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
That was a fun on the block right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Watson. And there's his first catch. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another good gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people start to take a shot at this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. On first down, Watson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. Second down,
He was still working towards progression as he goes over the receiver. The defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't have been much better in the pocket.
So second and long, you got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Watson inside the 20 before he's brought down. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. This drive's been a good mix through passing play. Hitting on all three of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So when you think play action right here, because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it, go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. From the shotgun again to Allen. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards on the carry. Good pick up on first down.
All right, Brad, I know where they're going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5. Here's Watson. They hit the concealed incomplete. Who's the intended target? And it's third down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and sell more field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. And he goes back for one complete. And the Texans are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. The gain of that time. Version first and
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You got to find your tight end in that situation.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now Elliott. He's in. Touchdown, Houston. Ezekiel Elliott, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
It certainly appears that they loved the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be at the entire drive. Nice change up there to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Line connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's a Fairbairn now to kick it away. Down the left to bring it out here from the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. So here's the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And
this week is that you asked to talk to as offensive center before find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is, and that's a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it is permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care, and when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team in wins.
It sounds complete here. Pass midfield. Taken down. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
I think we already know that this guy's going to be ready with a ring to build for week 1. That play, almost routine for him, but still, nice to know that he's still got it.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up the throw.
Well, the man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Dancing to his left.
This has been a nice answer to a touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there. And we have a very strong drive as a response.
Again, he'll drop the throw. Another nice game there. This one goes for Troy.
He's already taken on that downfield. I love this field general when they got it. It's almost like he's having a defensive draft. It's like, we got him never get touched.
Now we're seeing punch counter punch. And this could be setting the table for quite the game.
That's what's going on in the boxing ring, right? You're going to get hit sometimes. Can you respond and hit back? And they're trying to do exactly that.
There's one more first and goal. And take it into the end zone. Touchdown. 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Just power of football there. Down near the goal line. Giving some everything the pressures right across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes they just get to drive and come in after a goal like they're eligible. All they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting a runner across the goal line.
Now to try here for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. 5 plays there on that drive, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored 7-7 here as the kicks away. And no return for Harrison out to the 25-yard line. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got to the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now it's Watson. He's got his middle, so it's Jordan. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Certainly don't settle into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Watson. It's Jordan. And he takes us down deep on the Cowboys side of the field.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. With the red zone now, Watson. Aikens there, complete. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. With your 6th-round pick, not many expect him to
played very well in this league. He will have the same opportunity.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy. Get the best player. And it suited them into the lineup.
And the Texans are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down to the 2-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
I know this made me jump in the gun a little bit. We're getting around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding something up to a field goal and maybe trying to get advantage that way.
Johnson. David Johnson taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Texans have taken the lead. And nothing special there. They showed they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got
like old-time football, right? They straight ahead power, and they got it done.
Zero line now for the PAT. He's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's David Johnson who provides the capper as he scores on the touchdown run. Taking the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the secondary, they really look close.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments.
It's intercepted. Disney can't catch it. And he's going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. No run back here down to the lead, and this drive will start at the 25. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time, one play interception, so this offense should be fresh.
That's a good and I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Let me play action.
I think maybe they'll play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling it over.
Sliding out of the pocket.
Yeah, right now, you know that to come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the game.
Terrible. This game is over. It's done. I'm done. There's basically no purpose in playing this game. We're just going to be sitting here doing nothing.
Expect to see a good number of backups moving forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. Now can the Cowboys now as they go on offense first here in this third quarter. And Charles, they trailed here, but not really the fault of this offense.
You know, they certainly did their part in the first half, but when you're in a shootout like this, you definitely want your defense to play better, but you know that's out of your control. All you can do, keep putting points on the scoreboard and keep giving your defense opportunities to make stops.
Now he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, big man with the ball. Bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. He'll give it here to his running back. And he powers his way up past third and they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, but that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I think it's time to abandon the running game. I'd say keep feeding the horse. And I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
He's going to be stopped short of a first down as he'll get to him at about the 33. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to punt for the fourth time today. It's a fake. This is caught. He's going to have a first down. Work that conversion plays. You usually make 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there, but a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
I always enjoy a good thing. I really enjoy it when you go to the football formation. Now, you were a kicker and a punter in high school. Did you ever do that?
One time, threw to my man Tim Jones on a botched field goal attempt. Jonesy.
To be okay with that one.
Yeah, he loves his play ball. He's been waiting for this one all week long.
We had that on produce and ever since he got to the stadium.
Just when you want a first down, call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Gonna get his tackle taken. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage. That's all. He got maybe a half yard to use, but eventually they'll be left for the 3rd and 2. Down the track, 4th on the draw. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Well, you don't get in there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now comes the Cowboys punter. On presumably to punt, though he did complete a pass. And it's a fake. And it's his caught. He's going to have a first down. So not only did they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process.
If it wasn't their play and it was successful throwing the football, I know you threw the football in your past up to the fake.
Yeah, but unsuccessful days. Dropped and didn't rate the numbers. But I'll tell you what, these guys, they love this opportunity, don't they? A chance to get involved.
They certainly do, and many of them were quarterbacks or big-time players when they were in high school or college. So to get back doing what they did before, always fun. Fancy playbook as much as anyone, but sometimes in certain situations it's time to do the basics.
That's what they did. Gave it to the big boy, and he got in for 6. Extra point forthcoming. And that one gives him a 3-point lead. So nice drive put together there. He goes 75 yards in 9 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. Yeah, they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
Now think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent is still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Now it's the backup Prescott. And that running incomplete. Tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
One thing you have to see out there with the tight end is a real concentration of the ball's in the air. I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs. Passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you got everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. In this case, he picks up the first down.
Now as they come up on 1st and 10. Get this one across the 45 before he's down. 11 more on that one and another first down.
And now it's a pleasing run from Philip Lindsay coming over from the Denver Broncos to backfield with the Houston Texans. But why is this so crowded? Because they finished 31st in the league in rushing, and they're trying to find a lead them that moving in Houston.
And a gain of 4 gets it right to the midfield strike. They'll try and run for it. And that will go nowhere from the start as he's batted the field and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down.
Just simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
Here's Brian Ager now. He's been terrific so far. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line.
The Cowboys are not set to take over on offense.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. Gets the big boy, Hammer Jones.
Quickly to add on to their lead.
Massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
You bring out your calculator partner because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Coordinators dream about in-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in a touchdown. The good team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And here comes the Texans now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit, he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm. A lot of times the punter goes to someone, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
First and 10, Prescott. Charles, when they were nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do. It gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take right away.
And he works into the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
25 yards for around the ground, and now he has been a tough man to bring down all night.
I used to tell running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in the pregame. Get used to the ground shaking with those big behemoths starting to raise. He did a pretty good job just following his last 30.
And we brought down to 21 after a cookie before.
It's not them to give you the credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustaining runs, taking their time, and making it work.
First times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. His carries tonight are getting up there, so maybe one of these every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it till the good play action. But other times you say, okay, I got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And he will be very close to a first down. I see the close fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
And that's why that position was created. Big, powerful, strong guy who can carry the ball powerfully. That's exactly why you have him on the field.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice move for it. The first interception, you get a little drop. They can put it with 2 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they attempt to send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas defense, here they come now onto the field. And the interception the last time, their 3rd takeaway of the game, Charles.
They're just flocking to the football so well. And not only are they doing that, they're making big-time plays and taking it away from them. Big hits, big plays. They're looking very good in this ball game.
You said blocking, flying to the football. Coaches always use that, don't they?
They really do. It's almost as it goes back to the old, when they click off the frame at the end of the play, they want to see all 11 defensive guys in that picture.
They go back to the air here after the INT. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A gain of 6 there on first.
He decided to run edge route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Prescott. Pressure gets the next celebration. 3 yards drive. That's good for a loss of 13.
You get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yards and losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Down the gun. Here's Prescott. A little check down to Lindsey. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
We're going to make this one pretty simple. Walk the ball, there's progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force him?
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielder just inside the 20. We'll call that about 54 yards run strike. And the Cowboys will take over the football for 1st and 10. Possession of the football going back to the Cowboys. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to cushion it in the big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
Kevin Keeler here is there running down.
There's a good looking long 1st down. All offenses say, you give me 4 on 1st down, we'll take it. But if you get 5, they'll really be happy.
They'll give it here to his running back. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup, leaves him with 31.
Some of the most unselfish players of any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
From the gun, he'll hang his own. And he will have the 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 3 yards and out.
Someone's been having a good year so far. You know something? Right as you warning, it's time to get off the right out, didn't it?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting a carry. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
It's a nice game by him. First down, picking up some key yardage.
Second and 4. And again, this time to the 10. Yeah, he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if your legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. There's a safety on that
Scores down by a couple of yards if they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Having been a football team that runs the ball successfully, it doesn't take them having a plan to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks on, and get there.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Calling the game 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A good solid game there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
Coming up by 2nd and 6. Now a handoff here to the running back. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
If you're having a relay race, you'll find that good your backs and receivers are running, but don't underestimate the conditioning of the offensive line. They're out there just dictating things, staying on the field, and keeping a long drive going.
He's going to have the first down yardage to the 45.
40 yards rushing here now. Just don't have to continue.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in on each drive. Because we see that type of I get the feeling the defense is overtime.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Good solid game, first down, not what you'd expect from a big guy carrying the ball.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He's close to the 20 before he's dropped. Even 10 now goes up to recover that first down.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, seen up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
Again, they'll try to run it. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 18.
That's season, but we always know he is tough and invincible. I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
As they come to the line, he will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. And that'll do it for the end of the third quarter. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports.
And with that, this HT bomb, I'm going to be going out there and wrapping it up. Or maybe I'll send the other quarterbacks